Do you ever have the experience of kind of being confused by yourself? Thinking, this isn't who I am, this isn't what I stand for, and you might wonder, why does this happen? And it might create a lot of distress inside of you. Now, part of this comes from this idea from Richard Swartz called mono-mind paradigm, where we're kind of taught and oriented towards this idea that we have this one self. And in that experience, anything that goes outside of that becomes very conflictual and painful. Now, the way that minds actually work is they're a collection of different parts, of different experiences. In my opinion, different lives as well. Now, why this is helpful to move away from this idea of self is that it's very limiting and it creates a lot of conflict because we have a lot of different parts that sometimes take action with different triggers. So maybe you've had the experience of being really successful in your job or in your relationships, but then something happens and it's almost as if we traveled back in time. And although you're in an adult body, you feel like you're 12 again. And in that place, you're going to respond like that 12-year-old, even if you know better. So many people not understanding this, they become very critical, self-critical of these various parts that are being activated based on certain triggers. And so broadening this view of yourself can help you to integrate these parts that are fractured based on various experiences that created kind of this soul fracture where within you is this piece, but it's very disconnected from the whole. And part of learning how to bring those pieces back to become more of a whole is learning how to bridge the gap and develop a relationship with these disowned parts that have very relevant reasons for being where they are. And in that process of becoming more curious, you start to understand yourself on a much richer level, understanding that I don't need to get rid of this side of me, I need to heal it. And I don't need to stop doing that. I need to figure out how do I support myself so that this part that maybe is quite old can take a break. Maybe I can learn, if I let go of this idea as this one self, other parts of me that really can show up for myself. So that when that younger part is activated, I'm not grasping at people to show up in that way. Of course, if people are there, that's wonderful and take advantage. But I don't know if you ever had a dark night of a soul. It never happens when people are around. So it's really good to learn how to work with yourself and show up for yourself.